Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tales of Vesperia with Chaos Counseling. Last time we were able to stop the Heracles, but unfortunately that was not where Alexei is. He was actually in the capital, which is weird because Alexei was trying to blow up the capital. I don't know. I don't know. I do not understand this game and its story half the time.
There sure are a lot of people here.
Probably refugees, let's be real.
They're refugees from the capital. See how they're all well dressed?
Okay, if I had I'll freely admit I should probably keep my mouth shut a little more with this game because the game does... Anyway.
It looks like there's nothing unusual with the barrier here for now.
Yeah, it's because Estelle magic missiled it or whatever. Carol, you okay?
Carol, are you okay?
Looks like he ain't okay at all.
Apparently not.
He's got a bad fever. He really overexerted himself.
Well, makes sense. He kind of tried to solo that, you know, stingray, leopard seal abomination.
All because he had to go and be a hero. I swear.
Guys, you would be dead if he didn't do that. Yes, we don't want to encourage reckless behavior, but that wasn't reckless in that particular circumstance.
Yuri.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Let's go to the inn so that Carol can rest.
It's actually nice to be back. It all started with trying to recover that aquablastia. Couldn't have guessed then we'd be heading out on a trip that spanned the globe. Don't worry, Rapide. I'm the same guy now that I was then.
And that's the
It
problem.
isn't me. It's the situation that's changed.
Technically, you're
It's just
correct.
a new set of circumstances.
But if you're going to tell a story like this, you need real character growth. And Yuri does not have that. Like, again, the whole idea of a character who doesn't change much, but the situation around him changes, is done infinitely better in Tales of Symphonia. Because I would argue Lloyd does not have, like, a ton of character change. That doesn't mean his character doesn't develop, but his character itself doesn't change a ton. And that's due to the fact that, at the very least, the game kind of makes it clear that his naive optimism and his love of basically everyone and everything is a perfectly valid way to live your life, you know? A bit naive and unrealistic, sure, but they make it clear it's his naivete that brings people, you know, hope and joy, you know? And sometimes you need that. But if you're gonna tell a complex, morally dubious story arc that Yuri is going through, the character can't remain stagnant. He has to actually grow and change. And yes, I know in some regards he technically does. But, and yes, you could argue that he's sort of, like, what a word, in denial right now. That, wait, do we have, are these, like, better weapons? But even having the game just be like, nah, no, I'm no different than I was before. I'm like, that's not a good thing. Like I said, maybe, and probably the writers also don't, it could be that the writers do not agree with Yuri's sentiment that he hasn't changed or whatever, but I do feel the need to point something like that out, you know? Yeah, I know. I'm a die-hard Yuri hater, so I'm going to be way more quick to point out little things like that that I would normally let go in other games. And again, I acknowledge that. I'll own that. But I'm also not going to kind of hold... It's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat my opinions either, you know? Mostly because this is a perfectly harmless opinion.
Hello, and welcome to Denabola Inn. Don't worry about paying.
Huh? Why?
Probably because we don't look like we have any money.
Probably.
Well, you see, an important official is visiting the mayor's house right now, and it's by his orders. The government's handling the money for the inn so that anyone can stay here for free.
Oh, that's cool.
That must be for all the refugees that have come to the town.
Makes sense.
Circumstances being what they are, it takes the fun out of it. But our business is booming, thanks to all the visitors to our town.
Yeah, you know, at least you can acknowledge it's not a good thing, but silver lining.
Sounds like a good deal for the Empire.
So does that mean you don't have any vacancies?
You're in luck. I have one room that's not taken.
Convenient.
Then I'll take that room, thank you.
Hey there, no cutting in line.
Of course, I wouldn't think of not paying. I'll pay 10 times the regular price. I'll also give the same amount to you travelers. That should settle things nicely, yes?
You know, I would, well...
You son of a...
Oh, I'm so sorry. I took another look at the register, and it seems that I don't actually have any vacancies. So sorry. Come again.
What? I knew this town was in the sticks, but this is...
Honey, let's just go on to Heliord from Nor Harbor.
Well said. I should be thankful we don't soil our clothing in a filthy little hovel like this.
We're gonna be in for a nasty surprise when they try to go to Port Nor.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Your room is upstairs, in front.
What? But you said there weren't any vacancies.
Business is business, right?
Yes, don't worry about it. I can't stand people like that.
Test a freaking
And wasn't
fly.
it you who saved Halur's tree?
Technically, it was Estelle, but it was
This
our
is
group.
the least I can do. Enjoy your stay.
Fair enough.
All those refugees. The capital must be in a sorry state.
And it's also, well, I'd say that scene was more about just showing, if I put a word, doing good deeds does eventually come back, even if... I know there's the whole no good deed goes unpunished, and there's definitely truth to that, but I definitely kind of feel that scene was there to emphasize that helping others does eventually pay off, you know? Rather than it just further emphasizing how out of touch and fucked up the nobility are, if you know what I mean.
What evil you think that bastard Alexei's gonna perpetrate next?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm letting Alexei get away with all the stuff he's done.
And you know, also a ramification that I just didn't really think about till, excuse me, right now, because Alexei is so openly trying to fuck everything over, that actually now fucks Flynn over because the people aren't going to trust the Knights as much anymore, meaning he's not going to be able to affect the changes he was hoping for, even if he becomes Commandant.
Who cares about Alexei? Estelle. I want to save Estelle.
Agree. No, seriously, give me my healer back. I mean, Estelle's a great character too, but mechanically this is really frustrating.
Yes. But to do that, we need to take care of Alexei, and we need to come up with a better plan to do it. We can't let ourselves get blasted all the way back to Nor Harbor again.
Well, we can't go anywhere till Carol gets better. So we might as well gather some info around town, don't you think?
Good idea. Someone might end up saying just the thing we need to hear.
Wasn't the innkeeper saying that someone important from the capital was in the mayor's house? Let's go and have a look-see.
My bet is it's either Yoda or
man.
Flynn.
Someone's got to look after the boy, don't they? Leave that to me. You kids go on ahead.
Now, I will admit, even though I don't really like Raven as a whole, he does improve drastically. Like, he does become a genuinely reliable aid and boon to the party going forward, so... he does at least get that.
Oh, I'm so glad you are all safe.
Okay, it is Yoder.
Huh. You did this, right? Had the inn open its rooms free of charge?
And just who are you? Watch your tongue. Do you know...
There are many who have escaped with only the shirts on their backs.
Very true.
I felt this was one service their country could provide for them.
Fuck yeah, Yoder.
Okay. Actually, I'm more interested in what you can tell me about the capital.
The capital? Zophius is no longer a city fit for any person.
The city's barrier Blastia began giving off a great light, and the town was racked by earthquakes and lightning.
However, the real terror came after that. A
Of course
glowing
it did.
fog appeared from the barrier Blastia and quickly spread throughout the city. The plants it touched grew hideously large, and the water became poison. It was hell itself.
So again, what's Alexei's plan here?
The air is out of control.
Oh, that such dire events could befall Zophius, jewel of our glorious empire.
Again, what's...
If the air has covered the entire city, what is he doing to her?
This is that turncoat Alexei's doing. I'm sure of it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He came to us demanding our obedience. And when we refused, he swore he would reduce us to dust.
Why didn't you put him in prison after that? Just saying.
Alexei?
That beast even had the gall to turn the royal guard on us after we made our escape.
Then how did you come all this way unharmed?
Flynn held them off for us. It is thanks to him that we refugees arrived here safely. If he hadn't come to our aid just then, we all would have died.
Oh, I'd love to hear more about how great Flynn is, believe me.
Suck a popsicle, Yuri.
But I haven't seen anyone from the lower quarter here. What happened to them?
I'm sorry. I haven't seen anyone either.
They must have been left behind, with all that air flooding out.
It was all we could do to save ourselves. With all that was happening, we were unable to take everyone with us. We did all we could. You must understand.
You know, I don't remember if there actually is, like, oh, they forced the lower quarter to fight or something like that. But I want to be clear. Under the circumstances, given how bad things were getting, I don't think it's unfair that in an emergency situation, the people would be like, hey, I gotta just get ourselves to safety, you know? Because here's the thing. In construction, because that's what I work in, that's what I work in now, if you didn't know, because I used to be a cook, there's kind of a rule that if an emergency happens, like the pipe we're in or the vault we're in is filling with gas, you need to just get yourself out. Don't stop and wait for someone else. I mean, unless you know they're like they're stuck under a pipe or, you know, something you can actually help them with. Get yourself to safety, because it's better that you live it's better that you live and your coworker die than both you and your coworker die trying to save them, you know? Is it harsh? Yes. But in a crisis situation, again, given that literally the air, and I mean air like the air we breathe, not the magical energy in this game, was turning toxic. Yeah, they're being like, where they're misstepping here is this guy's being careless and unsympathetic. If he's like, if he was genuinely apologetic, saying, I'm sorry, we tried, but things were getting so bad they just had to flee, it would be a bit more understandable. But he is just being a little too callow and callous about this, so I can't actually defend him here. I am just saying that the situation is going to be portrayed as, oh, you people suck, even though it's like, well, this is a more complex situation than that.
Oh, yeah?
Hey.
I'll be at the end.
Now, again, I also think Yuri's feelings are justified here, because those were his friends and functionally his family, if you know what I mean, that were all left behind to effectively die. So, and yeah, if they were just completely on, like, again, Yoder's like, I don't know. And, like, I imagine if it was just their Yoder, he probably would have apologized saying, I wish we could have done more, but I honestly don't know where they are. Yuri would still be pissed, and honestly, this is one of the situations that I'm not gonna harp on Yuri for behaving the way he does. But, and again, I know this situation was being used to emphasize how bad the nobility is, which again, they are. Like, two things can be true at once. The nobility does suck, but this situation, I do feel just fleeing for your life without really thinking about anything else is understandable.
His Highness is...
It sounds like the entire capital's been covered in air, and the one in the middle of it all is most likely.
That's insane. If he's using Estelle to cause all of that, then she can't handle that.
Plus, again, what's the plan
here?
here?
How much of a toll it takes on her each time she's forced to use her power. She was already having problems controlling it. Now there's no telling what will happen to her. What if we get there too late, and even if we take out Alexei, she...
Do you think maybe there's a way to get her power under control?
I mean, again, I still don't agree with that killing Estelle was the right choice, but just devil's advocate and sake of nuance and sake of, you know, because again, this game tries to ask these complex questions. If Pharaoh had just killed Estelle, these people wouldn't be displaced and there wouldn't be this massive death toll, you know? Do I think Yuri was right to stop it? Yes. I'm only bringing it up just because I really need to I need to call out Yuri's self-righteous hypocrisy.
There is. There has to be. We just haven't found it yet.
Hey, what about the Knights?
Flynn's doing what he can, but it's not enough. They don't have De Nomos.
I'll try asking Pharaoh. It would be good to know how much time we have left.
Did we wake you up? How are you feeling?
Looks like I slowed you guys down again. You're going to the capital, right?
Don't worry about that now. We're still figuring out what to do. You just...
Yeah. I just don't want to be left behind, okay? Our whole guild is gonna rescue Estelle.
I know. Why don't you try and get some more sleep, huh?
Okay.
I can't seem to reach him.
That's, again, no notes. Yuri's big brother relationship with Carol is genuinely beautiful.
The air may be causing interference.
No big deal. Either way, it's just a matter of making Alexei sorry he ever started this, right?
And nothing more?
I'm gonna go get some fresh air. Keep an eye on Carol for me.
Yuri.
What's with a long face? You don't need to worry about me.
They're probably just concerned you're going to go murder some nobility. You do have a track record of doing that when you go for a walk at night.
A job nobody wants to do.
Are you going out alone?
I don't think that's any of your highness's concern. I want to know how things are in the lower quarter, so I'm just gonna go take a look.
It's like several days to Zophius.
The council has decided to bring formal charges of criminal conspiracy against Alexei. The Knights are currently forming a strategy for re-entering the capital from Dayton Hold.
With all that air in the city, I doubt they'll get very far.
Estelle is with Alexei, isn't she?
How did... So you caught on, huh? I wondered why you didn't bring her up earlier.
What do you intend to do about her?
What do you mean?
All those who carry the Imperial blood possess a certain power. In most of us, it is too faint to be of use. But I have heard that hers is extraordinary.
Hi, Dispenser Gamer. How are you?
I'm sure it was for this reason that the council threw their support behind her.
Yeah, because... Why? I thought the implication was that they were throwing their support behind Estelle because they viewed her as a more easily manipulated pawn. At least that's the implication I got from the dialogue, you know?
Why are you bringing this up now?
Because I'm confused, because this story kind of sucks. It sounds like AI, since this was still kind of during the... Because this... yeah, no. I mean, bear in mind, this game was this dub came out in 2006, 2007, so that was before AI voice chat was really a thing. But that also means this was during the era where... Because voice acting for video games in the 90s ranged from really goofy sounding dialogue from like the first Resident Evil games to genuinely terrible voice acting from Mega Man 8. And you only very occasionally got, if ever, got good voice acting like they got in Soul Reaver. This game came out in the mid to late 2000s when video gaming, voice acting in video gaming, at least in America, was starting to be taken a lot more seriously, but it wasn't quite there yet. So as a result, I mean, I recognize Yoder's voice. I don't know his voice actor off the top of my head, but I know he's a decent voice actor. But again, this was still kind of during the time period where they were sorting everything out. So he probably just wasn't really sure how to convey the proper emotion while still sounding like regal and dignified, you know. Or it was just miscasting, because that happened a lot. I mean, hell, some of the... Like, even some of the English dubbing in Japanese anime has some very amusing, terribly miscast voice actors.
Isn't this current disaster being caused by her power?
Yes, but I feel that is... it's an oversimplification.
So what if it is?
The Knights may have to... You're aware that defeating Alexei may not be enough.
And now Chris Pratt is Luffy. That's pretty. Yeah, okay. That's pretty funny. And now the weather.
That's not going to happen.
Because you'll do it yourself? Flynn told me about you. That you always try to carry far too much on your own shoulders.
Okay, I mean, yes, that is true.
You can tell him that we'll be just fine without the help.
And Yuri, you guys kind of see what I mean by, I feel that the closest thing Yuri gets to punishment in this game is that punishment that he did with the guild, but both Carol and Judith were punished as well. Yuri doesn't change from that. He is still the, I'm better, I don't need Flynn's help. Man, why is Flynn so much more accomplished than me? Why is everyone like Flynn better? Love me, love me! Christ, I hate Yuri. Yes, there is still technically one moment of comeuppance or karma or whatever, but it's also... No, Yuri is the epitome of a 2000s edgelord. I know a lot of people like to point to Shadow the Hedgehog, but no, Yuri is King Edgelord. Like, no joke. Okay, no. So the creation of the character of Edgelord happened due to a joke that I made making fun of tabletop D&D edgelords, but a lot of the other mannerisms and jokes that I've made with edgelord throughout the year are mocking characters like Yuri. Like, just... Yuri is a D&D main character syndrome edgelord who unfortunately is actually the main character of a big budget video game. And as someone who hates edgelords, again, I know that's ironic considering I have the character of edgelord, but again, edgelord is meant to be a parody of edgelords. I hate Yuri. He is one of my least favorite... He is my least favorite main character in a Tales series. At least Shadow has a reason to be an edgelord. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Yuri doesn't have reasons, but Shadow has genuine moments where he shows vulnerability and joy. Yuri is just constantly just prattling on about how he's right and other people suck, you know? Plus, as we've seen in like the Sonic 3 movie, from what I've seen of Sonic X Shadow Generations, and heck, the fact that Shadow even was willing to smile in Sonic Forces, Shadow has depths to his character. Because, like, again, I feel Yuri is in some ways a little better written than some Tales character. Like, I will admit, Yuri is more complex than Lloyd is from Tales Symphonia. And Lloyd is my favorite character of all time. But just because Yuri is written a little more complex doesn't mean he's written better. Lloyd will always be a much better protagonist and a more likable character than Yuri ever could, simply because Lloyd's lack of change is because of how we see how he changes the people around him. Yuri's lack of change shows how poorly conceived this plot, because again, this game's backbone, at least at the beginning, was presented as conflicting ideologies. Tales of Symphonia's plot point was everyone's life matters. So the fact that Lloyd always stays the optimistic person who always sees value in everybody fits that narrative. Like, again, Yuri is technically a better written character. Like, I think probably the worst written protagonist that I've seen from a Tales game that I have played is Soray from Zestiria. But there is some behind-the-scene reasons why he's underwritten. But I'll still take Soray over Yuri. Anyway, I give this game credit. It may be my least favorite game of all time, but it does, I have to acknowledge, it does get me talking and it does get me thinking. So I will always give that to this game. Also, I personally think, even though Lloyd's my favorite, I think Luke or Velvet might be the best written Tales game protagonists. Anyway.
But why?
I thought I told you this isn't your concern.
And I tell you, this isn't your concern. Someone get me a nappy and a baby bottle.
That sword. Perhaps you are just the person it was waiting for.
No. No. Nope. 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 So much no. Do not say that Yuri actually deserves this magic sword.
Keep talking, and I'll try it out on you.
Oh my fucking god.
Forgive me.
Forgive you for what? I'm sorry. That statement was completely unprovoked. Nothing about that conversation warranted Yuri threatening Yoder with death. Go suck a popsicle, Yuri. No, that's not it. Oh, that's bullshit. Well, and then again, we were technically up all night, so I guess that does make sense why we didn't get any healing. I hope both sides of his pillow are warm tonight. Okay, that's a clever curse / insult. I'm gonna have to remember that one. Okay, cool. For a second, I'm like, crap, did I... Wait, can I not go in there? Why can't I go in there? What the... Do I have to go through the forest?
Hold still. I'll make this quick.
Okay, I was genuinely worried that...
That's over.
I maybe... Because I kind of forgot to come back and fight the Lord of the Plains, but... I'm pretty sure that was the Lord of the Plains that popped up right there. Seriously, why can't I go... Fine, we can go the long way. I just walked into this thing's ass. I walked into this throw pillow's ass. Yeah. I want to be the... I'm going to be the bestest boy, not... Yuri. You can't make me run around. Okay, yes, the game technically can make me run around as Yuri, but... And dare I say the game even has, but... We've got the bestest boy in the party, so we're going to have him as our movement avatar instead.
We're done.
Yeah. Hey, but we're a little doggo. Surely we should be able to fit. Huh. I really thought the Sorcerer's Ring would be at a point I could get through those weeds, but apparently not.
Resound, O cry of victory!
Okay, you know, with that costume on Rapide, I mean, I'm sure this maybe was intentional, but... And having Rapide being my player avatar, I wouldn't be surprised if someone were to walk in midstream, not knowing what I was playing, seeing me running, seeing, you know, Rapide as the avatar. I did get an onion. I'm definitely going to make some good stew out of that. And someone's like, is this an Okami game I've never heard of before?
Hey, that's... I remember when Estelle ate that Nia fruit. That was quite a face she made. Come to think of it, it's been a long time since we've been on our own, huh, pal? I haven't been feeling like myself, even when I'm fighting. It's like I'm tired all of a sudden.
Ooh, yeah, let's make some French onion soup. That sounds delicious. Yeah, it's probably tired because you're being crushed under the weight of your lack of just how uninteresting you are.
Keeping an eye out for a while, Rapide?
Yuri, you...
Huh?
Idiot!
Huh?
Thank you, Carol.
What the? What? Carol?
You brain-dead piece of crap!
Kick his ass, Carol.
Hey, hold on a sec.
No, do not.
You trying to be some stupid lone wolf or something?
Lone wolf? Wait,
Save the excuses for later.
Kick.
For
Kick.
now, you can drop dead.
Okay, I did kind of forget about this scene, so okay, maybe this isn't.
Such excitement.
Judith should be kicking his ass too, because she's a member of the guild.
Hey there, sunshine. Still living?
Maybe.
Well, it looks like you're awake now. How nice.
Jeez, Repeat. What happened to keeping a lookout?
He led us right to you, like a good boy. He's pretty clever, you know.
Yeah, he told us if we came this way, we'd see the biggest fool in the world.
And the worst protagonist.
Do you guys know what's going on? Do you really understand what has to happen after this?
You're the one who doesn't understand!
Testify, Carol.
Carol.
You can't! This is one thing you can't just do on your own, Yuri!
Carol, best character.
What were you trying to prove? How far did you think you'd get without us?
Not very, Yuri. This game's combat is really fucking hard.
Yuri, even if you leave us behind thinking you don't need us, we're still gonna search the whole world from top to bottom until we find you.
And then we'll make you walk the plank.
What it boils down to, it's no fair keeping all the fun and glory to yourself.
Okay, of course you'd go there,
Would it
Raven.
hurt for you to believe in us a little bit more?
Yeah, it would, because he's an underwritten character who sucks.
We believe in you, Yuri.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, we're your friends!
Why? So,
You got me, guys.
Flynn is also technically supposed to be his friend, and you see how horribly he treats him.
All right, then. We're all in this together. Until the end.
Right!
Duh.
So let's go do this thing.
The way out of the forest is right over there.
I wonder if the world will benefit if Prince Yoder becomes emperor.
Who knows?
What kind of weak answer is that? I thought you'd be at least a little optimistic.
Well, he'll have Flynn around. That should help things a little.
But only a little?
I'm not so wide-eyed and innocent to think that major change is going to happen overnight.
That sounds like you, all right.
I'm gonna go a little crazy here.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
Yeah, easy win.
You know, I do like that sword that Carol got during that big scene where he was fighting. Fighting that big monster out on the ice float is reminiscent of the sword he had when we first met him, you know? That big sword that he had difficulty swinging, that Yuri broke in half as a way to de-escalate the situation. It's some subtle character growth, because he's now throwing that thing around like it's no problem, versus, again, that sword he had at the beginning that was, you know, wielding him more than he was wielding it.
Oh, there's no challenge at all.
Let me at him!
All right, who's next? Knock him around and cut him down.
That was easy.
Well, yeah, considering these are like some of the earliest enemies in the game, and we're level 50 plus with really good weapons.
I guess I can fight.
Okay, okay, these clearly are not the super weak enemies from the beginning of the game.
we stopping here?
I heard the Knights were gathering at Date on Hold.
Flynn, right?
But this place is completely deserted.
Looks like we missed him.
I wonder if he's headed to the capital.
Could
Then
be.
we might run into him on the way.
Ugh, whatever. If we're done here, can we hurry up and get moving all?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, we'll reunite you with your girlfriend. Wait, was there no inn here? Excuse me. I really seem to remember there being an inn here. Excuse me. Hello, knights. Do you say
Well,
knee?
If it isn't the Imperial Knights, I guess they're getting ready to invade the capital.
But it looks like they're at a standstill. I wonder if something's wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yuri, wouldn't it be great if Flynn came with us?
Did you forget that he's leading the Knights? I really doubt there's any way he could come with us.
Yeah, again, I admit, narratively it does make sense that Flynn never permanently joins the party like he did in the original, like, because he never did in the original game. It does make more sense, but he is such a good unit, and the fact that he does have good healing arts means I am glad that he does join the party more in this version of the game.
As soon as the scouts return, gather all of the lieutenants. Yuri! Everyone! Thank goodness you're all right. Her Highness must still be in Zaphius, then.
Yeah, for now at least. What are you doing out here?
The Royal Guard has taken up their positions ahead. We're just waiting on the scouts I sent to observe the enemy forces.
Captain, you don't have the time to be speaking with...
Okay, I will admit, Sodia, you are being a little unreasonable here because we both, Yuri and Flynn, are both working towards the same thing, and given everything that's happened, sharing intelligence here is actually going to be very beneficial to Flynn.
No need to worry. We don't plan on staying long.
You're going to the capital too?
Yes.
There's something I'd like to discuss alone with you. Do you mind?
Captain!
It's fine. I'll be back soon. If there are any movements, be sure to notify me. Let's
Yeah,
go.
no. Again, I get where Sodia is coming from, and in many respects, she does have many good points when it comes
Theodore
to
informed me of what's been going on.
about how Yuri is a bad influence on Flynn, but
About Lady Estelle's powers, too. If it really comes down to it, you might have to.
Hey, the whole reason we're going to the capital is to prevent that from happening.
I know that. I'm only talking about the worst-case scenario.
I've already made my choice. Or have you forgotten?
No. I remember.
I'm prepared for the worst, but I'm going in the hope that it can be avoided. What are you going to do?
I'm really starting to wonder if that really stupid scene that I hate was a translation error, because when that scene was there, Yuri was definitely more the, I'll kill, blah, 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 whereas this one is like, no, I'm going to hope that we don't need to. So it's like, was it a translation error? Or heck, even if it wasn't a translation error, was there some character development that was lost in translation, if you know what I mean?
I've been thinking about this for a long time now. What is a law? What is a crime? Where is the line between right and wrong?
Good questions to be
After
asking.
much consideration, I came to the undeniable conclusion that such a clear distinction cannot be made.
Depends.
Even now, my belief that we all need laws hasn't changed. But even so, I cannot bring myself to call you evil.
Again, that is... Ooh, this game needed to focus on this more. Because again, I want to be clear, I'm someone who doesn't agree with killing for the most part. But especially in this day and age in America, and in the situation in this game that Yuri found himself in, I think Yuri killing those two guys was 100% the ethically right thing to do.
That's why I hoped that we could make a world where we wouldn't have to keep repeating the same mistakes.
Also good.
Yet look at what's happening now.
Then why not come with us? The capital's full of air, so your knights wouldn't be able to enter. But if you come with us, even if we can't get everyone through, we might be able to manage some of them.
Dane Nomos, huh?
Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. So you're going to have to decide for yourself what to do.
Excuse me, sir. A large group of battle machines has emerged from the enemy lines. The numbers are staggering.
This. Like, I mean, I'm not talking about this interruption by the night, but just that conversation between Flynn and Yuri. We needed more of that. Yes, there were back and forths between them, but they were very heated for the most part. I know this is kind of showing good character development, that they are coming to more of a mutual respect about their conflicting ideologies, but it wasn't focused on enough. What's more, this should have been throughout the entire game. Like, we should be, like, just again, spoiler, this isn't the end of the game. Alexei is not the final villain, and he really should have been. Like, if Alexei was the final villain, and we were now finally wrapping up the beef between these two lifelong friends, we might have had something. We might have had something special. But, anyway.
What?
Now, in the original PlayStation 3 version, or not PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 version of the game, this right here was the only point in the game where Flynn was playable.
We're in big trouble!
How could they have been hiding so many of their forces?
It looks like we're going to have some difficulty breaking through that.
Some? No, that's gonna be brutal. By the time we get to the capital, we'll already be half dead.
It's not like we have to face those things head on. Patty, do you see any way around them?
There's nothing but enemies anywhere I look. I have a feeling it might be impossible.
Bum, 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 bum.
They've started to move. They're coming this way.
What do you mean started to move?
Hey, shouldn't we withdraw back to the hold?
Captain.
Yuri, are you going to the capital to stop Alexei and to save Her Highness?
Yeah.
Then, no matter how this ends, I believe that what you've decided is the best possible outcome.
A little too much faith in him, and I think Flynn, but again, if the development was better handled up to this point, this would be a great moment.
Flynn.
You should go. Knights! An enemy battalion stands before us, and Alexei lies in wait behind them. I won't tell you this will be easy, and I understand if you want to flee. But I want you to remember what it is that we must do, what it is that we're protecting. We're knights. With our swords, we protect the people. I will not force any of you to fight. But if you share the same spirit as I do, then let us fight this battle together!
Flynn really is amazing.
Yeah, that speech was just meh.
Imperial Knights, straight ahead!
Again, had there been more of a focus on their relationship, and they had more conversations where they weren't at each other's throats, or Yuri wasn't constantly being like, oh, the great Flynn, you know, this would have been a great moment. And just that little bit of animation where you could tell that Yuri was fighting back a smile, or just had a small grin on his face for his childhood friend. This moment would have been great payoff. But as it stands, it's payoff to something that wasn't organically flown into. Because again, up to this point, Yuri has been so critical of Flynn. And it doesn't feel what Yuri's character would do in this situation. And it's point of comparison. I am a big fan of Power Rangers.
A double side.
But many fans consider Power Rangers in Space to be the best season of the show. And even if they don't, it's always in the top 3.
Don't say that.
Power Rangers in Space is actually pretty low for me.
Know that?
You mean
And
the reason he tried
it's
to go
not because I
alone
don't
was-
think In Space is
We have to
good.
make
If
a
you look at it in a
balance, too.
bubble, it's pretty decent.
I know what we have to do, but still.
And honestly, it's got some of the best Bulk and Skull moments in the entire franchise. The reason why I have such a low regard... Actually, okay, maybe it's after... Sorry, I seem to remember again, I might be mixing up points in the game, but I seem to remember having like an actual fight that we had to do protecting refugees, which again, that could actually come after this point. So, never mind. Maybe that wasn't the point of the game where Flynn joins temporarily. Anyway, what was I getting at? And the Bulk and Skull moments are great because we've seen their characters develop over the course of 6 years. But the reason why I regard Power Rangers in Space so bad is because it's the final entry of the Zordon era. I know some people say Lost Galaxy counts as the Zordon era. I don't. But this is the season where the character Zordon finally dies. The characters of Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa are dealt with definitively. Like, just, there's a lot of things that are truly wrapped up from the past 6 years of Power Rangers. And again, when it comes to Bulk and Skull, it works really well because we've seen their character development over the course of 6 years. The problem is that partway through Power Rangers Turbo, the season before this one, all the old cast members that had been around, like, okay, only 3 of them at that point had been around since the Mighty Morphin days, and 1 had been introduced in the Alien Rangers sub-series, and then was a Ranger in Zeo, but they were all replaced with brand new characters. And in many ways, they just kind of acted like the old characters were still there, because, like, the new Rangers all seem to still be kind of buddy-buddy with, like, Bulk and Skull.
What's up, old man?
Despite,
I want to hear what you're planning. About Estelle.
Whatever the
In the same boat,
Bulk and
right?
Skull's boss on the police
Care to
force
share?
was, Commander
I'm not
Stone
sure
or
I'll lose
whatever.
my nerve if I start talking
Despite the
about it
fact that
now.
I'm like, these
You're just gonna
characters
have to bear
don't
with me
know
till the
each
time
other.
comes.
You're
What's
prepared to
more,
do
at this
what's
point in the
necessary.
series, the new Rangers are all still in high school,
That about
and
sums
Bulk
it
and
up.
Skull are adults.
I guess that's
So
your style.
why are they still
don't try to
hanging
take it
out
all
with
on by
teenagers?
yourself, all
You
right?
know, it's...
It's weird hearing kind words from
So
you.
anytime there's like, there usually is a great moment, but there's a lot of great moments between the Rangers and Bulk and Skull in Turbo, and, well, not really in Space because they're off doing their own separate thing, but it rings a little hollow because it's not the characters that Bulk and Skull actually had history with. So subsequently, when we get to Power Rangers in Space, and they, once again, like, the character of Justin, who was not a great character who was introduced in Turbo, he also replaced Rocky, who'd been a Ranger since the Mighty Morphin days too. They replaced Justin with a new character named Andros. And while Andros is a perfectly good character in his own right, Power Rangers in Space ends with Zordon dying and Andros having a tearful goodbye with Zordon. The problem is, none of the Rangers this season have had an on-screen relationship with Zordon. Yes, they tell us Andros knew Zordon from, you know, days of old, and yes, the other 4 Rangers share one single scene with Zordon in Turbo, but I just can't help but feeling, I'm like, how cool would it be if it was Tommy who was there to share Zordon's final moment? You know, a character who's been there from the very beginning, that we've seen have a close relationship with Zordon. So because of that, like, again, just trying to, I ramble too much. I feel most of the great moments of In Space don't ring true because there's no proper development leading to that, you know, that feeling of catharsis at the end. And that's how I feel here with him, Yuri being, you know, yeah, that's my best friend and he's accomplishing a lot, be proud of him, because he hasn't acted like he's been supportive and proud of Flynn throughout this entire game.
This is so horrible.
The plants are all overgrown. It's gotta be the air.
It's so dense. Too much of this stuff would kill anybody.
We'd definitely be in trouble without that sword.
Yeah, stick close to me. Especially you, old man.
Hey, I've been on pins and needles since we got here. Hold my hand, would you?
Give me a break.
Hold my hand. I'm not letting you run away anymore, Yuri.
You know, and again, I think once we actually know Raven's deal, his humor becomes better because we now know he's being genuine now. He's not hiding anything. He's not being sleazy or skeezy, you know?
Give it a rest. I'm not going off by myself anymore.
Look! Monsters got in here!
How? The barrier is back up and running fine.
They look like they're going crazy, like the ones we saw back at Cave Mock.
Yuri, what is it?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Let's go. We can't keep Estelle waiting.
The lower quarters at the bottom of that slope. It's his home.
It looks like it's been overrun by the plants.
Ooh, Edgelord would not be happy about that.
The capital's like this, and Estelle's power's been released. The world might be done for.
Oh, the gloom! Rita, darling, how can you be so gloomy?
Okay, first, never call me darling. Second, excuse me for not being as optimistic as you.
Hey now, old Raven's not without his own worries.
Oh, really?
Sure, but what's the point of getting all down? We're doing all we can to make this work out, right? You just gotta believe in yourself. Wait, that's basically a Rita trademark, ain't it?
Okay, fine, you're right. Oh, how could I let you outsmart me?
I don't
There
know.
now.
How did he?
There's hope for the world yet. As long as our little genius doesn't lose that attitude. Fight like I'm gonna die, huh? Dragon! Victory is sweet.
Yes, it's sweet. But, oh.
You think he could stand to be a little less cold and prickly all the time?
Again,
I
that
know
would
he's
require him
worried
to
about the
change as
lower
a character.
quarter, and we all want to wring Alexei's neck, but still.
Oh, I'd say it's all right from time to time.
What's all right about it?
The fact that he acts like this, knowing the tension,
Ugh, yeah, that
is
stretch
a
felt
sign
really
that he's
good.
softened. The old Yuri would never have let us see that he was upset about something.
It's hard to stay
I
emotional.
have good
when your friends
news. I
analyze
found
you
out
like
that
you
my
weren't even
CPAP
there.
machine shipped, so hopefully I'll have it by the end of this week. And I might finally be able to get some restful sleep again. I'm really hoping and really looking forward, you know? Because I want to be able to go back to being able to give you guys the nice long 4-hour to 5-hour streams on the weekends without me pooping out after just an hour or two.
We'll destroy them in no time. Overpower even indestructible evil. Here we go. Smile of wavering Duchess. Spread thy alluring
Okay, what is it with Judy in particular? It always feels like her voice actor is like just.
I'll carry his resolve.
It just feels like her voice. It's not loud enough. I feel like and I feel like it's not okay. It's not just Judy. There's a number of scenes that
We can do this.
the voices are too low to be heard over the background music. You know.
Come on, Wind. Knock him around and...
Hey, help me out when I'm casting.
All right, I'm on it.
No one can stop brave Vesperia!
Guess practice me.
Dang it! Stop getting like. And this is kind of what I was talking about. Is we've only been going for about an hour, and unfortunately, I am starting to feel a little drowsy. So I'm like, no, we've got to at least get Estelle back. We've. Oh,
Damn, it shut up tight.
Look up there! I might be able to squeeze through.
Nice. You can go through there and open it from the other side.
How if the gate's broken? Just saying, I think all of you could fit through that hole.
Why don't we just blow it open?
Just because there's nobody out here doesn't mean nobody's in there. It'd be a pain if we were discovered.
The air is all over the city, isn't it? It's gotta be in the castle, too.
Alexei must have taken some sort of precautions against that.
Oh, Carol did it!
Got it! Everybody hurry!
Good work. Okay, this is it, folks.
Huh? There's no air in here.
He must have figured out how to use Estelle's power to do this.
Probably.
It may have been that the outer barrier was to keep the air in.
That hunch you had is looking more likely by the minute, old man. We're gonna have company before long.
Why is it I'm only ever right about the bad stuff happening?
If you only think negatively, only bad stuff's going to happen. So just think positively.
Well said. I'm sure you're right about that.
Always thought of myself as an optimist, to be honest.
It's not like saying that now's gonna change anything.
Yeah, those bogus knights who've sided up with the bad guys don't stand a chance.
It's too bad in a way. I finally get to see the castle, but not for the reason I was hoping.
Bugger. Oh, I am so sorry about that. Pretty sure that way kind of leads back to the dungeon Yuri broke out at the beginning of the game, but this is a pretty big castle. On the one hand, I kind of wish they let me just explore, but
Hold on.
We have already
Someone's there.
have already explored this somewhat, you know. Of course.
What the?
Yuri?
Huh? Hanks? Hanks, everyone, you're all okay.
Hey, that's my line.
Why are you inside the castle?
Yeah, you all too.
Yes, well, Sir Flynn ordered me to lead the evacuation of the citizens. However, I realized that the inhabitants of the lower quarter were nowhere to be found. It wasn't part of my orders, but you see...
The exit collapsed, and a strange fog covered the ground. We were in quite a fix. Thanks to these knights, we escaped the fog and came here. They saved our lives.
Let's see. We made it to the capital. There was a rousing. We had an actual good scene between Flynn and Yuri, albeit it wasn't earned because of how hostile Yuri's been to Flynn throughout this whole game. And it turns out the Schwann Brigade was actually protecting the lower quarter inhabitants inside the castle. Also, I zoned out hard due to just my sleep apnea and insomnia, and I was talking about how I cannot wait for my sleep pat machine to get here because I'm hoping that will help.
I say, we will take the same punishment.
Punishment? I'm just an old man, boys. Anyway, isn't it the duty of the knights to protect the citizens? You did well.
Yeah, that should start being called the LeBlanc Brigade, not the Schwann Brigade, since Schwann is officially dead at this point.
This is an honor. Captain Raven.
Don't call me Captain. I'm just Raven.
Sir, I apologize, Sir Just Raven.
Looks like somebody respects you.
I never would have believed it.
Guess you can't judge a book by its cover.
Unless it's 50 Shades of Grey, in which case don't even look at the cover.
This is great, Yuri.
He is a raven, old man.
I forgot how tough everyone was. What was I worried about?
Gotta protect the face. Like, no, I don't have feelings.
I don't know why, Yuri, but you look happier than I've ever seen you before.
Yeah, she's right.
Did you see the former commandant?
Sir, no sir, but we overheard the royal guard outside. Something about the sword stair?
The sword stair?
That really tall thing we got blasted off of.
So that means he's still up there.
What has he been doing up there this whole time?
Sounds like smoking scoundrels both like high places.
The problem is, only important people can get to the sword stair. There's some special mechanism.
Yeah, you gotta, eat beluga caviar. Could Yuri pull a... Did you mean to say grin? Because no, Yuri couldn't pull a grin.
I can take care of locks. Rita can take care of formulas. We can do it.
You said it.
Can
Hanks, all
do
of you
it.
should stay here and hide.
We can do it. You did, mean girl? I'm not sure.
Isn't this great? Now everyone in the lower quarter is safe.
Yeah. Now all that's left is crushing Alexei and saving Estelle.
You must be so proud that your men are finally doing some actual work.
I've tried to tell you, I don't have any men.
Yep.
There was a real sparkle in their eyes when they were looking at you, old man. How can someone respected by so many be so cold to his friends?
All right, Raven's starting to think he's had about enough of these shenanigans.
Fair enough. Okay, there it is. Tomfoolery, mischief. Yeah, I'm all... Cool. There's still curry. Oh, jeez. That curry's been there since the start of the game. Man, we're gonna get botulism, food poisoning, just every type of foodborne illness imaginable from eating that. Free stuff is free. It is true. Oh dear. Got mugged.
I guess I can fight.
Oh, you guess? You're not gonna commit to, you know, combat one way or the other? Bro, you gotta lock in. Yeah.
This? No, this isn't.
Okay, I'm assuming it's up this way. I mean, why else would they keep throwing save stations at me? But at the same time, I still have absolutely no idea where I'm supposed to gain access to that, you know, the sword of whatever it was called. Although there are treasure chests here, so I think that's a good sign I haven't been here before.
So you have come at last.
A Critian? No, wait, you were...
Wait.
Meet Chroma, special advisor to the Imperial Knights. Alexei's personal assistant.
Alexei's. But that would mean...
Then she's an enemy?
That's right.
No, I am not. For the time being, in any case.
Right. We did see her occasionally with Alexei.
That's not a very comforting way to put it. Sorry, but we got somewhere to go. If you're here to fight, fine. If not, maybe it could wait until later.
Who is it you would fight for?
What do you mean?
That poor, pathetic young girl?
She doesn't need your pity.
Yeah, no, and she's got a good design. And yeah, don't you call Estelle pathetic.
You are being really vague. Come on, spit it out already.
What Raven
I
said.
cannot know what that one saw in all of you, but I wish for you to stop him.
What do you mean, that one?
Okay, that made no sense. Did anybody get what she was trying to say?
No, she's being poetically vague because that somehow makes the writing better or some bullshit like that.
Maybe she wants us to stop Alexei?
I mean, yeah.
Maybe. It would add up, I guess.
Yes, Estelle should be just up ahead. But
I mean,
stopping is
she
so
is a
hard-hearted.
Critian, so it is possible that even if she served Alexei for a while, once he started murdering Antilocheia, she really had to take a hard...
Maybe
that
it was
really changed her
more
mind.
like, go nail that guy's butt to the wall.
Yeah, that would be a
I can
better
handle
thing to
that.
say.
Come on.
Is she like an unpaid intern or something? I have no idea. She... Like, I say that we've seen her a few times, but I mean that very literally. We have seen her a few times. That's really about it. It's... Yeah...
get them.
Hold on. There's statues in this room, or are you referring to these ones? Okay, what statues exactly? Or was that? Find Alexei is the commandant of, he's basically the top command, he's the highest commanding officer in the Royal Knights. Basically in this country, they're supposed to have an emperor or an empress, but due to reasons, there hasn't been one in over a decade. So as of right now, the country is run by the Council and the Royal Knights, because the Council is like the political power, and the Royal Knights is the physical might of the Empire. Both organizations are corrupt as shit. Like, this Empire is super corrupt. And, Alexei was thought to be like, you know, a champion of the people or whatnot, but apparently he's an evil mastermind who's trying to do, I don't know. Like, I really mean it when I say I genuinely do not know, I do not remember, do not understand. So it's like an American, yeah, for real. Like, I think that's part of the reason why, well, I absolutely hated this game when I first played it 15 years ago. Now, just given the way that America has become like a corrupt cesspool like this place, I'm like, maybe I was too harsh on this game. Because, quite frankly, it's mirroring real life a lot more now than it was back then. At least, I mean, because I was still a teenager when this game came out, and I was still a teenager during the Bush administration, which I know a lot of people have said was pretty corrupt too. Well, all government systems are corrupt in some way now, unfortunately. I do think this game is definitely a lot more relevant now than it was at the time. Because, how do I put this? Actually, maybe great power comes no responsibility. I mean, the fact that so many morons was like, oh, you've been convicted, and not accused, convicted of 34 felonies. Yeah, you can be president. That's just, it's fucked. What's even more is the mental gymnastics these idiots will go through to justify, no, it's fine that he's, you know, evil. It's fine. It's fake news or other bullshit like that. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's very much one of those things. It's like, well,
Let's eliminate them. Overpower even indestructible evil. Feel this oh, caprice of innocent waters. Oh, feeding of the earth. Sacrifice my body to
shoot, did I get... How did I get turned on to auto? I hate it when this happens. How do I turn that off? There we go.
Come on, Wind. Knock him around and cut him down. Come on, Wind. Knock him around.
This? No, this isn't scary.
Okay. I guess this is one of the statues, but what... How do... But what's the actual... Yeah, money's great, definitely, but it's like, what's the actual... Because, like, this guide I looked up, it says, oh, enter, like, activate the statues in this order, but it was numbered, if you know what I mean. I'm like, wait, so which one is, like, one? Which one is... You know what I mean?
Hey, help me out when I'm casting.
All right, I'm on it. Come on, Wind. Knock him around and cut him down. Wind blade.
Style of wavering darkness. Okay, let's go.
Can I go into... Wait. I can't go into these... Confusion. Oh dear, I'm being mugged.
Come on, let's do this.
Let's blue this.
Okay, don't get in our way.
There you go, death animation. That guy. Maybe. Okay, I can't go in there either. So, oh, I cast. Oh, I see what you're saying. Lemon bottle, those are good to have. Break bow. Yeah, those are good to have. Hades. Well, I'm assuming that means I did it good. again, are there more statues? And if so, how do I find them? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start using holy bottles because I need to explore because I'm puzzled. I know I shouldn't be blatantly ignoring all of combat right now. Just because experience is good, but by the same token, I'm like, my brain is getting foggy, unfortunately, and I want to try and beat Alexei today and get Estelle back so we can move past this plot point. But to do that, I need to, be able to figure this out, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to be able to figure this out if I can't find where all the statues are supposed to be. I'm pretty sure this ain't it, but I want to take a look anyway. No, that's one of the biggest frustrations I have with this game is Alexei should have been the final boss. Like, narratively speaking, as well as just like the character arcs in this game, it would make more sense if Alexei was the main villain in the final. Well, he technically is the main villain, but he's not the final boss. How do I put this? For better or for worse, and I do feel it's for worse in this particular case. Hold on. Maybe I need to pick a fight with you. The Tales series, the Tales series can be best described as kids' first JRPG. Like, maybe they've only played RPGs like Pokemon, or maybe they've played an RPG like the Mario RPGs, you know? RPGs that are accessible for a younger audience. But the Tales series is meant to be accessible to a slightly older crowd, but still young crowd. So it's like, okay, you've played Pokemon. I like how Rick and Morty, Rick kills Rick's prime in like the first episode of the new season. I've never watched Rick and Morty, so I can't confirm or deny if that's a fair comparison. But so the Tales series are meant to be still accessible to young kids, but they're a bit simple. Let's see, he kills the main villain, but there's still many episodes left after. Yeah, okay. Then yeah. Then yeah, probably. But okay, no, that didn't make a door appear or something. But like again, what was I going for? But yeah, the Tales series is, again, meant to be more accessible to a younger audience. It's like I said, maybe this was... No? Maybe this was their first JRPG after, again, those more child-friendly RPGs they played. Gotta do something real quick. Okay, then I'll hold that thought till you get back.
Man, I want some more.
Okay, so that was not the right... But where are the other statues? I'm confused. I'm trying, I swear. Yeah, again, everything is saying there's 4. I get that. But I can only find 2 of the statues. Hold on. Remember where that sewer entrance is. But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to re-explore everything. Oh, there it is. No?
Let's eliminate them.
Can we run from this? Nope.
No one can stop brave despair.
Guess practice makes.
back now. I see. There we go. Ominous. Time to build tension as we run up the side of the building. There's Alexei and there's Estelle. Now give me my healer back, you fucktard. Also, what the fuck is your plan anyway?
Astounding. I thought that crash would have been the last of you.
No, we have main character shields.
If we hadn't been lucky, you just might have gotten your wish. You can let her go now and save yourself some pain. Or we can break you first.
Sorry to be a bore, but let's say I refuse both of those.
Well, we're still gonna break you.
I'd be happy to decide for you.
Still hate the way you draw your weapon.
The princess was splendid. Her power equals the ancient children of the full moon. Every person has a role, and the princess has played her part exceedingly well.
What is your plan again?
If she's done her part, then we'll take her back right now.
As you wish.
Oh, of course. The
Estelle!
Colette and S character has to be have to be brainwashed or something.
Estelle! Snap out of it! Wait, it looks like she's being controlled.
Ugh, that's not fair. That's not fair, Alexei.
What would you do with the princess now? Her power has subsumed her will entirely. Her power has finally been controlled by a system I have put into place. Blastia that go out of control must be destroyed. You should know that.
Piece of
Don't
shit.
talk about Estelle like she's just some thing.
Oh, but the princess was a tool most crucial to my plans.
Which is what exactly?
As were you, Schwan. And since you survived, I will use you again. Return like the puppet you are.
Sorry, but you buried that poor schmuck alive yourself. I'm Raven. Pleased to meet you.
We all have a role to play, but each person has a say in what that role is.
Yeah.
Even though so many live such meaningless, mundane lives? I think not.
And whose fault is it that they live meaningless, mundane lives? Oh yeah, it's the rich and powerful.
If they choose that life, then so what? That's what deciding for yourself means.
You have no right to decide whether they're meaningless or not.
How unfortunate. We will never see eye to eye.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
No! Estelle, don't do this! Damn it!
Now, can I have my healer back?
Here I go! Estelle, cut it out! I can't hurt her!
I really don't want to do this. Estelle, come on!
Estelle, snap out of it!
I guess we don't have a choice.
That damn commandant!
I guess. Nice.
Perhaps that was not enough power. Thanks to you, this new key to replace Dane Nomos is now complete.
Yeah, but again, what is your actual plan?
As a show of my appreciation, I will allow you to witness the fruition of my plan.
What?
The awakening of the true child of the full moon.
What? Right. There. I kind of remembered this, but I forgot that this was called like the true child of the full moon or whatnot. Seemingly, I feel like this was done simply to try to absolve the player of any, like... Look, the idea that Estelle potentially would have to die for the world to live was interesting. But to then just be like, oh, this is the true child, this structure is the true child of the full moon, you know? It kind of being like, oh no, Estelle can live, we just have to destroy that or whatever. And it's like, but we do know that Estelle herself is still a bit of a I don't know.
What is that?
We saw that at Miorzo. It's that ring we saw on the mural.
Success! At last I have done it! Behold, the greatest remnant of the ancients, the enduring shrine of Zalde, the ultimate Blastia, which once obliterated the catastrophe that threatened our world.
That's a Blastia?
Maybe you could save this little speech until you get some alone time. You're embarrassing yourself.
The show, I am afraid, is over. It is time for the final curtain. Now, Princess, do your friends the favor of separating their heads from their bodies.
Bastard!
None of this would have happened if you hadn't insisted on coming here. Oh, how the poor girl will feel when she comes to her senses. Farewell.
Damn you, Alexei, wait! Get back here!
I'm sorry, how did he do that?
Alexei!
Alexei!
Estelle, don't!
Please. Before I can hurt anyone else. Please.
You miss...
Kill me.
I'll set you free.
How do I put this? We confronted Alexei. He apparently has, like, the power to control Estelle and is forcing her to fight us. She's begging to be killed. Also, apparently, even though Estelle's been called the child of the full moon this whole game, Alexei's like, now I'm using Estelle's power and the power of the Sword of Zophius, along with his own special sword, to awaken the real child of the full moon or something, which is some structure in the middle of the ocean. And he just magically disappeared into a tornado, so I'm just choosing to believe that he teleported into a whiff of farts. Now Estelle's begging to be executed before she's forced to kill everybody. I don't know. This is one of my biggest criticisms of the game, is that I don't fucking know what the plot or the villain's plan are. Just, I don't get how any of this works. Yeah, no. Can we get Kirby in here? He'd solve the problem before it escalated. But again, that was what I was saying before he had to leave. The Tales series is meant to be a more of an introduction to slightly more grown-up ideas for kids. But because it's still targeted at kids, a lot of the logic doesn't always work the greatest in all the Tales games, because it's still meant to be digestible. So a lot of questionable decisions are made. Yeah, and I feel this one is one of the worst. It's not the worst. I think Tales of Zestiria is still worse when it comes to leaps in logic. Same with Tales of Graces. I just can tolerate Graces more because it's shorter and the characters are more likable, even if the story is awful. This one, the story is awful. The characters are annoying. And it didn't have to be. Like, because this is meant for kids, Bandai Namco feels like they have to have these big, larger-than-life, world-ending stories. But if Tales of Vesperia decided to just, let's be a small story that's character-driven about Yuri and Flynn versus the system, this could have been one of the greatest games ever made. But because it had to be about, oh no, yeah, it's Yuri and Flynn versus the system for like the first 10 hours of the game, but now we're also working in the world is at stake. I'm like, you didn't need to do that. You just needed to tell a good story about opposing ideologies, you know? Anyway,
Yuri!
Yuri!
You know, and honestly, this might have been an interesting moment of Yuri actually killing... Spoiler, he doesn't kill Estelle. Just massive spoiler. but honestly, that would have been an interesting direction to take the story in, you know?
What the hell do you think you're doing?
No more, please!
Do you really plan to die here? You think it's okay to die? Look me in the eye! Estelle!
Again,
Dragon Sword!
like so many other parts of this game, see bro about to have an emotional flashback, and all his friends will yell his name and he'll get a power boost to kill Alexei. Pretty much. That's what I mean, is that if this game could just commit to an idea and like just go all the way with it, it would be good. But because it's still forcing itself to exist in that kind of kid-friendly space where everything has to be easy to digest or whatever, it bars itself from being the great thing that it truly could be. That's one of the reasons why I will always say Tales of Berseria is the best Tales game, because it has problems too. Like I'm not going to pretend Tales of Berseria isn't bogged down with problems. Well, maybe it's not bogged down, but it has plenty. But it is the one that gets the absolute closest to having a more complex idea and delivering on it. Like I said, it's not without its problems. It has issues. I mean, hell, just as an example, even though I think it's the best Tales game, Abby actually takes a lot of issues with it, even though she also likes it. So she actually is of the opinion Symphonia, which is my favorite game of all time for, I don't know how, I mean, I talk about it enough, but she actually thinks it's the best Tales game because it's got the tightest story, best characters, with some exception. I mean, even then, there aren't any bad characters in Symphonia, at least of the main cast. There aren't any bad characters in Symphonia. There are just some that aren't as implemented as well. But she thinks Symphonia is the best because its narrative flows the best, you know? Which I can agree with. Symphonia does have the best narrative. It's just, I can't recommend that people check it out for a couple reasons. The first reason is the gameplay is... Oh, shit. The gameplay is very dated.
They were never heard from again.
God damn it. I gotta do that all again. So I actually have to win that fight. Fuck my donkey. Alright. Best weapons. Well, at least for Yuri, we did fine with everything else. That's what I say. Alright, I might want to use an all divide with that fight then. Or, I don't know, I'll maybe... You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Bro got cooked, fried, boiled, and steamed, sauteed, broiled, and oven baked. You're not wrong. But yeah, fuck it. I'm putting it on easy. I don't want to... I just kind of want to move on with the story, you know? So I'm going to skip... Can I, like, actually skip this cuts? Well, you missed it. I'm going to kind of... No, actually, fuck it. No, I'm skipping. Actually, it reminds me. I need to...
I can't hurt her!
I really don't want to do this.
You don't care about the cutscenes anyway. Sounds good.
Estelle! Snap out of it!
I guess we don't have a choice.
That damn commandant.
Yep, that was... Yep. I mean, hell, just case in point with this scene would have probably had more impact had Estelle actually died. This feels like, how is it? Well, first of all, Duke and Yuri, definitely their designs feel reminiscent of Sephiroth. And playing this more somber music kind of reminds me of Aerith's death, but I like how much more could there be to this game. But like, saw the main plotline, saved Estelle, and figured out the main villain's plan. Yeah, that is another thing I absolutely despise about this game's story. Is because you just summed it up perfectly. It's like, Alexei is arguably, well, okay, we haven't stopped the main villain. We need to go to the Blastia he just raised. But the final antagonist is the character of Duke. And he is not that interesting of an antagonist. Anyway, cuts. Alright. Oh, animation. I am positive this was not in the original 360 version.
Come back to us! Estelle! Are you just gonna let your life end like this? Like someone else's tool?
Yeah, the only one who's a tool around here is Yuri. Yeah. This would... Like, she should have died here. I mean, I want to be clear. I don't want Estelle to die. Like, I really don't. Like, I think Estelle is a perfectly wonderful character, and I do still love that her story is about defying destiny to live your own life, you know? So, yeah, it's more maybe emotionally satisfying that she lives, but just the way everything is just laid on narratively, it would have made more sense if she died here, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what... I just want this game to be better. That's what I want.
Did it, Estelle?
I just feel like the build-up just for her to snap out of it seems a bit cliche or cheesy. Exactly. And that's kind of what I mean by the Tales series is more about... It's still a series made for a younger audience. But there are right ways... But... Don Bluth, the creator of An American Tail, had a philosophy that kids can handle more than we give them credit for. And as long as there's a happy ending, kids can handle anything. And I feel that too much media that's conceived as for a younger audience feels like it has to water itself down. And yes, I know this game's almost 20 years old, but this was officially when we really were getting into this more sanitized type of media, you know? This game makes me sad, or at least have her die and have a God or something revive her at the end. Yeah, no, I mean, that's great. She dies here, but because it's still for kids, like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, the Pink Ranger dies halfway through the season. Now, the reason for that is that the actor needed to leave to go get treatment for cancer, but the writers decided, let's write her character off the show in a way that no one would ever forget her. And after she went and got treatment and is cancer-free now, she's still very much alive, they bring her back to life in the final episode as a kind of the last little, things happen, kids, but it's okay. And things will be okay in the end, you know? It's unrealistic, sure, but it's needed after a lot of wow. And that's the reason why I hate this game so much. It's not that this game doesn't have great things in it. In fact, this game could have been a hidden gem, an unrecognized masterpiece, one of the best JRPGs with one of the best stories, because it has so much complex setup. The corruption in the world, the fact that Yuri chooses to kind of be a moral sacrifice to disrupt the system in a way that Flynn can rise through it and fix it from the inside. The moral dilemma that Estelle's existence could potentially doom the world, but she still wants to live because she's never lived her own life. These are all great ideas, but they don't follow through on them, whether it's due to a lack of vision, whether due to the fact that they've got to keep it kid-friendly, or whether it's because they weren't willing to commit to a small story arc, if you know what I mean. One of the reasons why I think Tales of Berseria is an unrecognized masterpiece and is the best Tales game is because it has a lot of these same complex ideas, and you play a character. I mean, fuck, Velvet is basically the villain of the world in Tales of Berseria, and the only reason she ends up saving it was because the perceived hero of the world was secretly an authoritarian monster, and through her desire to get revenge against Arthur, Velvet does inadvertently save the world, but the game ends with her being punished for, like, they introduce these complex ideas. Like, Velvet is not, like, spoilers for Berseria, Velvet is not a good guy. She does redeem herself, but she still has caused chaos, done all this terrible stuff. So in the end of the game, she saves the world, and she accepts the fact that for the only way that the world can heal is if she's sealed away forever, so she can keep this force of destruction at bay. It's sad, but it is narratively satisfying. And the game does not cop out on the drama or the heartbreak. And that's what this game does. It has all these great ideas, and it cops out. And it sucks. I feel like it also could have been good if she sacrificed herself at the end to both save the world and be free in the afterlife. You know, that would have also been an interesting take, because they do something kind of like that in Xelia, sort of. I mean, Mila doesn't die, but anyway, I don't want to spoil Xelia, because Xelia is a really good game, and I do recommend that one. Like, if anyone watching this wants to get into the Tales games but don't know which one to try out, a good first Tales game is Xelia. I want to recommend Symphonia, because it's my favorite, and I think it's one of the best, but the combat is very dated, so it is kind of hard to wrestle with if you're not used to the older gameplay style. And most of the versions available on modern consoles kind of suck. There's a reason why they kind of suck, and I'm not going to get into it here, but unfortunately, no version of Tales of Symphonia runs as smoothly as the original GameCube version. And unfortunately, the original GameCube version costs a fortune to get your hands on. Anyway, another Tales games everyone loves that is Tales of the Abyss. And I acknowledge I've ripped on that one a lot, and I still will. But I admit I was a little too harsh on it at times, and it does a better job as a whole, because it actually commits to some of its ideas.
Wait,
sort of.
The system!
The system is down.
It was being kept in check by Alexei's sword. Without that...
Okay, I feel like this is kind of tonally after the whole I want to live scene. I mean, I guess this is their way of saying it's not that easy, but it's also kind of weird.
I can't
Sure, just like a whole playthrough of many more critiques. No, I mean, you're not wrong.
Don't worry, we're not gonna lose you.
Yeah. I mean, that is the problem with a Tales game, is that unless you're able to be here from start to end, it is a little trickier to pick up on some of the criticisms, because you do ultimately... Because, like, say, for example, something that pisses me off might not piss someone else off because they didn't see all the scenes leading up to it. Some people's like, that doesn't seem too bad in the scene, but I'm like, but you also miss the context. So yeah, no, you're right. Rita, save your girlfriend.
Amazing. It's synchronized with Estelle. Interference deactivation data. A formula to isolate surplus air. But what could possibly take the place of the Apatheia?
What about this sword? This is the original that Alexei based his on, right?
Let me try it.
Let me help. I'll keep track of the flow of air.
Me too.
I'll help out.
Ugh. Damn this useless bot.
Please, everyone.
You know, I'm sure this is supposed to be a moment of like everyone working together to save Estelle.
We're not gonna lose you.
But
when Brave Vesperia does something, we do it right.
What's Carol, Repeat, and Patty actually supposed to do in this situation? Because Yuri's got Denomos, Rita is the formula expert, and Judith can sense the flow of air. So, like, I get how all three are going to help, but I don't get how... And again, I'm someone who loves Carol. Plus all this build-up the whole game, the climax fight atop a castle against one girl you've been trying to save the whole game, and Alexei just leaves. Well, that's because he's going to... That's another thing. We have been trying to reach Alexei for 3 dungeons at this point. Like, we chase him into a ruins,
Yuri, the sword.
and then he leaves us in the ruins to fight Captain Schwan, because he planned on burying us alive in these ruins, but we escape. Then we chase after him into Heracles, only to find out he's not on Heracles, and instead Zagi is there waiting for us. So we then have a boss fight with Zagi. Then we chase him here and fight our way into the castle, and then instead we fight Estelle. Now we have to go to the true child of the full moon, whatever. He said the name of the ruins, but I don't remember what it is offhand. I still ship you with Rita, not Yuri. Yuri doesn't deserve you.
Welcome back.
You two, I mean...
Nice to be back.
I don't mind their friendship per se. There are some moments that I think are bullshit, but she does not... Her romantically being with Yuri is not something I am on board with. She and Rita have way better romantic chemistry. But then, yeah, it's not until we go to this 4th dungeon that we actually fight Alexei and put an end to him. And then the game keeps going. Because, again, while I would argue Alexei is the main villain, most of the bad stuff that happens in the world is because of him.
Shrine of Zaude.
That's at Zaude. But he's not the final boss, and the final conflict is a result of what Alexei did, but not... Anyway.
That's what he said. Have you heard of it?
No, that's the first time. I wonder what it is.
I don't know, but I know what he's going to use it for.
Because again, at least with building up to Alexei, they still have the whole... Because he's a corrupt leader of the Knights, they still have that good...
World domination. Do you really think he can do that?
Zelda with weeks of gameplay, training, and experience had current story and only 4... Seriously?
He sure thought he could.
We Knights are always one step behind.
Say what you will about all the different Zelda games. While they are very story light, and it's usually like, go to all these different dungeons to get a MacGuffin, but the goal is always very clear, at least, you know, in the games starting with Awakening, or at least in all of the games but the first 2. But this is a story-driven JRPG, and I don't know what the objective is half the time.
We never would have been able to free the capital if it weren't for Yuri and the others.
But I forget what I was saying.
Much less stop the Blastia from spreading this danger across the land.
Oh, yeah, but the problem is after we're done dealing with Alexei, the game becomes an environmentalist plot. We're fighting like a force of nature itself.
It was the Knights that protected the capital from Heracles, though. They're the only reason we were able to even get into the capital at all.
Again, this is a good scene, and had their conversations before this point in the game been a little less fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you, let's go fuck each other. No. This would be great payoff. And again, admittedly, this may be a problem with the English translation. Maybe it's better in Japanese. But these scenes don't feel earned. They're good, they're nice, but they're not properly supported by what came before it.
Even with Lady Estelle.
Hey, Estelle came back on her own.
I'm still grateful, though. Thank you.
Quit it. You're creeping me out.
Now, I will also admit, I do like that Yuri is saying it's Estelle who'd brought herself back, not Yuri. But again, Yuri being a jerk with a heart of gold, or a stoic guy with a heart of gold, he flip-flops too much. His characterization is too inconsistent.
Alexei owes the world for all he's done. He owes us.
No, I agree. Like, that's something I don't like about the new... Like, I do not like Breath of the Wild, and I couldn't even get out of the tutorial of Tears of the Kingdom. I just did not care. Because it's like, I want more traditional Zelda dungeons. Having just the 4 guardians and all the shrines, I'm like, that was just boring to me. Let's make sure Estelle dies at some point and make Alexei the main... Yeah, no. Like, the most satisfying if Alexei was the final boss, like, again, he technically is the main villain, because all of the bad things that happen are an indirect result of his doing, but he's not the final antagonist. He's not the final boss. Rewrite the game so Alexei is the final boss. Just get rid of Duke. We don't need Duke. Duke is not even that interesting of a character. He sucks. Get rid of... I mean, you could maybe still work the Autophagos in somehow so Estelle still has this character arc. I would be content if the world ending wasn't it and just he was just using Estelle's power for personal gain or something like that. I don't know, but if we get rid of the world ending side of things, so I may have missed something, but yeah, just have it be just about Yuri, Flynn, and their rival views about how to change the world, and Alexei is the match that sets off the powder keg, you know? Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going to the Shrine of Zaude.
I assume your friends will be with you.
Yeah, everyone's resting up for tomorrow. So spare me any guilt trips tonight.
I feel like the story would be much better if Yuri was still a loner, but a better reason to be a loner. Yeah, that's the problem I have with Yuri, is he acts like a loner edgelord, but he's always rushing in to help people. But then when he's determined to go off on his own, it's like, what is it you want from your life, and what is it you want from the world? It feels tonally dissonant. As a result, it's kind of like I said, it's really hard to track Yuri's character development if he actually has any. Because he's like, no, I'm still the same person I always was. But it's like, but then what's your arc? You have to have character development if you're tackling a story with ideas this complex and this morally gray, you know? Like, again, Asbel from Tales of Graces, he doesn't have the most intricate character arc, but the fact that we see him as a kid, then see him as an adult, you do see him change and you can get behind it more. Even if he doesn't have a ton of character development after he grows up. Lloyd is a character that I would argue changes very little in terms of who he is. What changes is the way, as how much he understands the world around him, and how much his optimism gets the world to change for the better. Luke from Abyss has the best character arc because he starts out as a sheltered, selfish brat, and by the end he becomes a noble person who truly wants what's best for the world. His happiness be damned, which isn't healthy. Like, don't get me wrong, that's not a healthy thing to have, but it's an arc. Jude from Zelia, he doesn't change a ton, but he does become more world-wise. And he is able to accept the world, and he is able to accept that he can't fix everything, but he's going to do his best to fix as much as he can to help as many people as he can. Core from Tales of Hearts, his arc is confusing, but that game has some writing issues too, even if I do enjoy it. I haven't played Tales of Hearts in a while, so Core's arc hasn't stuck with me as much. Let me think. And Luger's arc, I mean, he's one of the few characters you actually get some roleplay because he's silent, so you get like multiple options to choose from. So his arc is kind of what you make it, but ultimately, if you get the true ending, his arc is ultimately one of, seeing the beauty and everything and learning, the truth of, it's a self-sacrifice. His story is another story of self-sacrifice. It's like there should be a Paper Mario Thousand Year Door-esque fight where they either find a mind-controlled Yuri or Yuri gets controlled and he fights himself like a mental battle. Since Yuri is the main character, as a replica of the magic sword. That'd be interesting, because Tales of Symphonia 2, that game sucks, There is a fight kind of like that. And as much as that game sucks, it's very narratively satisfying. And Luger, well, he doesn't fight a mind-controlled version of himself. Luger's whole deal is that he's a member of the Kresnik, or Krennic? It's Krennic or Kresnik, I don't remember, family, and they have this unique power called... I don't remember what it's called. So he often has to fight his brother, or like, and there's 3 other main characters who have this same ability. So like anytime he has to fight his brother or them, it is kind of a fight yourself situation, you know? Anyway, let's let this scene play out. Like, again, this would be a great scene of reconciliation between them if it was built better.
Captain, so this is where you were. You again.
Okay, look. I agree with Sodia that Yuri is a bad influence on Flynn, but her hostility towards him in this exact moment is making Sodia look bad. And I'm someone who hates Yuri, but Yuri was indispensable with dispelling the air that was suffocating the capital and rescuing Princess Estelle. Yes, bad influence or whatnot, but her insistence that Yuri is 100% bad and deserves nothing but hate. I know this is super hypocritical coming from me because I'm always bad-mouthing Yuri, but narratively speaking, she's just being petty in this moment. Then again, if the story had been written better for them, it had been better focused on their conflict.
It seems they can't even agree with each other.
It gives him better arc as he learns he can't fight alone, and his friends end up either saving him or he kills Estelle or another member of the team, snapping out of it and starting an arc. Yeah, no, that could have worked really well.
And one more thing.
Again, Raven should have died. Like, I'm glad he didn't because he's a better healer than Carol. And so for that whole stretch where we didn't have a healer, it would have been murder if we didn't have him in the party. But it's kind of really cheap that he lived, you know?
The Council intends to cede all authority to His Highness Yoder in order to control the current crisis.
That's never a good idea.
Due to your success in liberating the capital, His Highness has pronounced you acting commandant.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, this cleans up one of our problems. Congrats.
Watch your tone.
Yuri, you're the one who really did all this.
Details, whatever.
And this is kind of something that is... I don't think it goes fully problematic here, but this is something that you got to be careful with writing. Because people love to throw the term Mary Sue around a lot, even when it's not applicable. But one of the defining traits of a Mary Sue is that the world around them goes out of the way to talk about how great they are, how important they are. I don't think it quite gets here, but just the level that some characters talk about how great Yuri is, it gets close. I know I don't have any room to talk because they do a similar thing with Lloyd in Symphonia, but most of the time when people talk about how much they like Lloyd, or heck, even Ike in Path of Radiance, that's a Fire Emblem game, not Tales, but Fire Emblem's my second favorite series. It's always they're talking about them on a more of a personal level, you know? Which is why I think Fire Emblem Fates is bullshit, because everyone's talking about how great Corrin is. Sorry, I know Fire Emblem Fates is very popular, but like this game, no, it's a piece of shit, and your guys are wrong.
Well, I guess I'll go check on the others. See ya.
Then again, I can see more good in this game than I could Fire Emblem Fates. Because I do stand by that. I think Fates is a piece of shit. But this one, actually, I have seen some good nuggets here and there. And I have realized most of my original complaints that I had against this game when I first played it 15 years ago don't hold up as well now, but I am noticing other legit, no, this isn't good. I feel like I also have to do better as a loner if he wasn't so well known. And yeah. No, because like the fact that he's basically the hero of the lower quarter or things like that, it's like, so is he a loner or isn't he? Because here's the thing. If someone who's going out of their way to put on this air of being a loner or whatnot is going to piss people off and they're not going to want to be around him. That's just kind of how antisocial people end up just inevitably being, you know? But everyone loves him? It's like, okay, which is it? He's a loner or everyone loves him? It's like, sure, he might put on a front of trying to act cool and tough, but most people, at least most people as a whole, aren't going to have the patience to put up with those shenanigans, you know? Like, sure, he could put on a loner act, but still have a lot of really close friends who know the real him, because he trusted them enough to be vulnerable around them, but still, you kind of get what I'm saying. I think you get what I'm saying. The way he behaves, or the front that he puts up, doesn't really mesh with this idea that he is the hero of the poor people, you know? Because again, just another example of a hero of the poor people's character, Robin Hood. Robin Hood, in almost every iteration I've seen, except for the Russell Crowe version, is always very charismatic and chipper in his own way. I mean,
What's up, Carol?
Yes, I've watched Doctor Who.
Oh, Yuri!
I've only watched through Matt Smith, and then... I didn't even watch all of Matt Smith. I only watched like the first 2 seasons of Matt Smith's.
That's not
and then I watched
though,
the 50th anniversary, and that's the last Doctor Who thing I ever watched.
Thanks.
This boy's been fixing up all the stuff that got knocked around in that commotion. He even went back to the lower quarter to pick all these things up.
Actually, Repeat found most of it.
These are my favorite shoes, and you can't hardly see where they got torn. This guy's awesome.
Small arc where he tries to be a loner since his kind of dies again. Yo, yeah, I think I know the arc you're referring to. But continue.
He sewed up a dress that was very important to me. Thanks again for that.
But since he's so well known.
Are you sure about doing this, Carol? Tomorrow's the final battle.
It's okay. I was actually a little
He
worried.
can't live alone, and he finds another companion in Clara. Yeah, okay, no, I know exactly what you're talking. Yeah, no. I didn't necessarily watch that season, but or at least not the whole season, but I've seen episodes like that.
I didn't
Yeah.
think Repeat would want to come help, though. I was a little surprised.
He probably guessed what you were thinking. He doesn't just go along with anything.
Yeah, I guess.
Repeat is also a concept that is
Don't push
super
your luck.
underdeveloped.
Oh, this boy's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah. But no, I think...
You are looking at the esteemed boss of our guild.
You might learn a thing or two from him yourself, you know.
I walked right into that one.
Memories support the heart, and our dearest possessions are the vessels for those memories. Thank you, young man.
I'll just do a little more, and then I'll call it a night.
Okay, just don't overdo it.
Yeah, I know.
Again, Carol is the best character in this game. Hands down, bar none, no contest. He's the best written. He has an arc. His relationship with Yuri is one of the few that is genuinely good. Like, is Yuri's relation... Well, Judith is too underwritten for Yuri to really have a relationship with her. Rita has more of a relationship with Estelle. Is Carol Yuri's younger brother? Carol and Yuri are not related by blood at all, but when Yuri met Carol, he was trying his hardest to be a good guild member because he was part of the Hunting Blades Guild. They're the monster hunters. But everyone kept rejecting him because he was always afraid. He'd always panic and freak out and flee when danger arose, despite how hard they do have a strong brother type relationship, and that is a reason I do love, like, Carol. Like, as much as I hate Yuri's relationship with Carol is one of the few times I'm like, I have no notes. It's just good. But what happened is that Yuri, I don't know if he saw himself in Carol, or if he could see Carol's potential, or just didn't want to see anyone, be downtrodden because people couldn't see their worth or whatever. But he always went out of his way to try to talk up Carol and help build his confidence, you know? So when, after Carol got kicked out of the Hunting Blades Guild and he wasn't sure what to do, he was like, hey, Yuri, do you want to form a guild with me? He said yes. But he was very much like, hey, Carol, this is your idea, so you're going to be the leader of the guild. And yeah, just everything Yuri does for Carol, it's to build his confidence. And Carol's arc has, like, Carol's character growth is concluded. He is still and that's the reason I like Carol, is I don't think he ever stops being afraid, but he learns to stop running away from battle despite how afraid he is. So Yuri is always there to hype him up. Yuri is always trying to give credit to Carol, even if it is something Yuri himself did. Just because, well, Carol has... Yeah, no. There is, from Bleach. I think Bleach has problems, but there is a line from Bleach where they say, those who don't fear the swords they wield have no right to wield them. And I feel that it's sort of applicable here. It's like, if you're not afraid of what could happen if you go into battle, you shouldn't go into battle. Because not only are you not going to take the danger to yourself seriously, you're not going to take the danger to the people who get caught in the crossfire seriously.
Sure you guys aren't causing any trouble.
But no, Yuri is not, again, he's not physically related to Carol, but he absolutely sees himself as Carol's older brother. And that is absolutely the relationship they have.
I see. You're wandering around so you can cause some trouble.
No, I said... never mind.
I'm so glad that Estelle's back, and that we didn't have to kill her.
Yeah, I feel the same.
If
it is okay to be scared.
To bring her back, would you really have killed her?
Why do you ask?
Because...
I don't know, is what I'd like to say. But if Estelle hadn't heard my voice when she did, I probably would have killed her.
How can you go to such lengths knowing it's going to hurt you?
Estelle's my friend, and I can't let a stranger take care of my friend's problem. Besides, I'm not the one who it hurts the most.
A friend's problem? Yuri, you're really strong.
Strong, huh? I don't know about that. But what about you? Did you forget your search for the Maristella?
Right now, I'm focusing on beating the bad guys. Besides, I haven't forgotten. If anything, I've got a great memory.
A great memory, huh? What's wrong?
Yuri,
I mean, just because you have amnesia doesn't mean you don't have a great memory. You can remember the things you remember with perfect clarity, even if you can't remember anything past a certain point in your life. Again, both can be true at the same time.
I'll never forgive Alexei.
No.
Sacrificing someone for his own desires?
Actually, I think that's just a problem a lot of people have nowadays, is forgetting the fact that two things can be true at once.
That's why...
It's like, just because you're right doesn't mean someone else also isn't right. It just kind of depends on what the issue is and how you're what angle you're looking at it.
Guess what? The Maritime Guild, Gulsong, is rushing to fix our ship.
Sweet.
Gulsong? Isn't that Tokunaga's guild?
Yep. We'll be able to use the Fiertia in no time.
Yeah.
Alright, then we'll use that to take Alexei down.
Of course!
It's like a good loner should also Yuri? Be humble and listen more than they talk. I also agree with that.
Patty.
Huh?
Like,
if you're having difficulty saying it, there's no need to force yourself.
I don't think these are good books or good stories or whatnot, but I feel that for the most part, the character of Dritz Duerden isn't a bad loner type, because he's always listening to people, even if he's often on his own. But I also think Dritz is interesting because he doesn't want to be a loner, but because he's a species that is normally pretty damn evil, most people don't want anything to do with him, you know? So that's a unique situation, but... And again, I don't think these books are amazing. It's just, that was, to me at least, was a loner that was written all right.
I'll listen when you're ready to talk, so go get some sleep.
Well, actually, I think probably the best loner type, at least in the movies, because he's not as much of a loner in the books, is Aragorn from the first Lord of the Rings movie, at the very least. Yeah, it's kind of Yeah, he's, you know, a ranger. He has a lot of people under him. But his behavior in the first movie does give off some loner vibes. But he is still the person who goes and approaches Frodo and Sam, and the other hobbits, not the other way around.
This will bring the value back down, so the discrepancy with this should... Nope, it's nowhere near enough.
Yuri!
What are you all doing out here?
Shut up and leave me alone! Oh, it's you.
Nice to see
I
you
would have
too.
loved to have seen her throw a
So
fireball
what kind
in
of
Yuri's
experiment
face.
Is this anyway? Is something wrong?
No, it's being kept well under control, and it's stable. As
Mhm.
annoying as it is to admit, Dane Nomos and this system of Alexei's are both pretty amazing.
So then where's the problem?
The effective area of control is more limited than I thought. The
Okay.
control barrier originates at the barrier Blastia. She's stable inside it, but she can't leave.
By the way, what happened to all the apatheia that were used as a barrier around to kind of hold Estelle in? Because that's basically the souls of, like, at least 4 Entelecheia. I very much want to know what happened to
Dane
them.
Nomos alone couldn't take the place of all those apatheia.
So long trips are out of the question.
Then again, maybe Dane Nomos returned them to air, because we have seen that it can do that.
Also, the barrier Blastia is part of the system. As long as it's in use, this city is defenseless. That's why I'm out here trying to figure out a way for her to move around freely.
Why can't Estelle just take Denomos with her wherever she goes?
It was really only designed to contain air that's gone out of control. I don't think it could actually affect Estelle in any way.
I guess that's how it was with Duke, too.
Don't worry, I'll come up with something. Or my name isn't Rita Mordio. I won't let Estelle wind up trapped like that again. Nobody treats my friend like just some thing.
You mean girlfriend?
Okay, I'll leave you to it. Nothing to worry about. You've got the best genius under the sun with you.
Yes, I know Rita can help me. I'll have this ready by tomorrow. You get yourself to bed.
It is a weak plot point, yeah.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah. Like I said, if this... Because this ties... I know it's to add some drama to Estelle or whatnot, but it still ties into the end of the world plot that I don't think was necessary for this story. It could have just simply been, you know, Alexei wanted power or control, you know? Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm trying to talk to Raven. There we go.
He's actually sleeping. Man, I can't tell if he's brave or just stupid.
Weren't you gonna have a touching reunion with your bestest pal?
I think we
No,
just
it's
need
that
to find
lieutenant of
Judy
his.
after this.
Ugh, she's scary.
Hmm? Oh, well, I guess I can see that.
What do you mean?
Huh, well, it's just... she's so serious. Gotta be careful not to rub her the wrong way.
I'm not rubbing anything anyway.
Well,
Yeah, you
most
are.
certainly can't please all the people all the time.
I guess you're right. So what are you doing here?
Oh, just thinking about stuff. Hey, why are you looking at me like that?
Technically, he's basically rubbing everyone in the Empire the wrong way by actively causing problems and other drama, you know? But yeah, that's a unfortunate word choice, to say the very least.
With all we've been through, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what I should do with myself. But I keep coming up empty. Change wears me out.
You chose your own life. At this point, you should be able to do anything you want.
How do I put it? I already died once. Now I'm thinking about a bunch of stuff. But I guess thinking about settling things with Alexei is enough for now. The rest will probably come out in the wash.
Sounds okay to me.
Speaking of settling things, I filled Estelle in on all the stuff that happened. Guess what she did? She said I had to let her do the same thing everyone else did.
Oh, he died and came back to life? Oh, it does seem a bit cheap. Well, he didn't actually die, per se. I think the implication is that he was stabbed in the heart or something and was dying and was like maybe clinically dead on the table briefly. Because, you know, people can die but be resuscitated. So what happened is that, okay, his heart is gone, so Alexei basically shoved a Blastia in his chest, that would take the place of his heart. So he's basically been kind of living his life these last 10 years thinking he's not a real person. He's just a zombie pretty much. But now he's kind of looking at life of, okay, I am still alive and I can still live, if you know what I mean. So I really don't think it's literally like he was dead and was resurrected. I really just think he was clinically dead.
So she smacked me on the head. Called it even.
That's Estelle.
It kind of hurt, actually. Well, I think I'm gonna catch my shut-eye in here.
Suit yourself. Try not to oversleep for once, though.
Also, again, I love the fact that it's like, Estelle's like, wait, everyone got to punch you in the face? I want to punch you in the face. Nice. I was about to hit the hay, punch the dried grass. Yeah. Okay, where is Judith? So she's the only one. Jab the... Totally. Judith! I know I complain about you being an underwritten character and all, but I think I need to talk to you in order to, you know, move on with the story. There you are, Judy.
What are you doing, Judy?
I'm trying to see if I can contact Pharaoh again. If Zaude is connected to the ancient catastrophe, Pharaoh might know something about it.
Isn't he gonna ask about Estelle?
I'll tell him it looks like everything will be okay.
All right, thanks.
You know, the only real goal I've had in life has been to destroy the Hermes Blastia. I didn't have to think about other things while I was doing that.
Other things?
Oh, this world. Me. Lots of things. Had I never met Estelle, I might still be flying around with Baul, not thinking of anything.
Pharaoh said you'd change too.
Don't get me wrong. I'm telling him Estelle will be alright because I really believe it. I have no intention of ignoring the Blastia or the air.
Is that part of the lots of things you mentioned? Sorry, forget I said that.
I won't kill Estelle. Nor will I let her be killed. I also can't let Alexei go on.
Okay, we head out tomorrow morning.
Understood.
Judy. Let's win this one.
Okay.
Okay, that should be everybody. Now what do? I kind of figured that once I talked to everyone, there'd be like a cutscene or something. And then it would fade to the next day or something like that. Old Glock with violent intent. Well, I know what they say. Just shoot it! Okay, I didn't figure I could get back up there, but you never know. I love your kid. I love you, Kitchen Gun, too. What was it? The same guys who did Kitchen Gun. What was it? Toilet Grenade? Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but what am I supposed to do now? Go back and talk? I mean, I can go back and talk to Flynn. It's a dining hall. Whenever I hear Yuri, I think yaoi. I mean, that makes me think Yuri's gay to some capacity. Honestly, he and Flynn being a gay couple would be better. I think would have more chemistry than the implied. Because I feel like there's meant to be a love triangle between Yuri, Flynn, and Estelle. But I just don't feel. You were also correct, yeah. But I just don't feel that there really is any. Again, what am I supposed to do now? Like, how do I get some sleep and go to the next day or whatever? Yeah, could someone direct me to, like, going to where I can go to bed or something? What do you love? I'd love to hear it. My ears randomly pops and doubles my hearing level. Yep. Your ears are... Oh.
Ready to call it a day?
Right, because you're the person I would have thought to talk to.
You coming too, Rapide? Tomorrow, we fight. Hope everybody can get some sleep.
And unfortunately, Alexei ends the world in the middle of the night.
Going already? It looks like things here won't
Evil
be
never
settled for
sleeps,
a
you're
while.
right.
I had hopes that we'd have the guild ships at our disposal.
I heard they've been having some issues.
It seems they've been unable to decide on a course of action since the Don's passing.
I barely sleep either. That's why I've been struggling to stream on the weekends.
It looks like I'll be one step behind you again this time.
No hard feelings, no matter which of us gets to Alexei first, right? Oh yeah. Are you done trying to get Estelle back? I mean, she's still a princess. And what about all that stuff with the Imperial succession?
The Council has chosen Yoder as their leader. For all intents and purposes, he's got their nomination for the throne.
Okay. So that's why you don't need to chase her around anymore?
That's not it. It's just that I've finally come to terms with the choices she's made for herself.
Wow, you sure loosened up.
Don't give me a hard time. It's something I've had to struggle with in my own way.
It also helps that he's now, since he's acting commandant, he can make the call of letting Estelle go.
Well, she'd be happy to hear it.
I'll bring the problems of the air and the Blastia to His Highness's attention. He'll be able to come up with some way of helping, I'm sure. As for Lady Estelle, Yuri, you have my confidence.
Yes, there's... In fact, it's made very clear that Estelle also liked Flynn at the beginning of the game. Like I said, it's very clear there was meant to be a love triangle situation between Flynn, Yuri, and Estelle. But because Flynn wasn't with the party a lot in the original game's release, it's very underdeveloped. So even in this remake, where Flynn actually joins the party and interacts with the party a lot more, it's still undercooked, because it wasn't in the original narrative.
I appreciate it. Sorry for being such a pain. Well, I'm gonna get going. See you at Zaude.
As far as anyone is concerned, the capital was retaken because of my efforts. It isn't just with this, though. No one even knows the things you've... No. That brave Vesperia's done. They don't even try to learn the truth. Are you really okay with that?
Again, I wish this had been focused on, and had been more of a focus of Flynn's, or Yuri's character, that he does good not for the sake of being rewarded for it. And it is kind of there, but it needed to be focused on more. Because they focus so much on Yuri being, you know, self-righteous half the time. It's only okay when it could have been so much better, you know? So it's like Flynn, Love, Estelle. Yeah, so it's meant to be kind of like a who will Estelle ultimately choose, Yuri or Flynn? But again, the problem is since Flynn is so infrequently with the party, we see outside of the very beginning of the game where she very clearly does idolize Flynn because Flynn is one of the few knights who also is her friend and is not just, you know, a knight. We don't truly get to see it because we see all the moments of Yuri and Estelle's relationship building. It's built very poorly, if you ask me, but we still see it. I mean, again, I am very much of the opinion Estelle and Rita have better romantic chemistry. And I'm someone who's not like super... Yeah. And I don't like super ship, you know, them or anything like that, you know? Oh, wait, is this a... Yeah. It's like, I'm not a big shipper or anything like that. Nor do I necessarily feel, you know, like there needs to be... You know what I mean. I'm someone who thinks inclusion is great, but I'm not going to lose any sleep if it's not really included, you know? Because, like, I do think representation is great. Again, I just bring that up because I've had some people actually be like, oh, well, if it's not included, then it's not progressive, or it's being backwards and, you know, other stuff like that. Well, I'm like, no. It sucks if you're... Let's see, bro, come back with the milk. Yeah. Okay, I'm assuming we're supposed to go to the lower quarter just to check on Yuri's... Oh, no, never mind. I mean, there's technically a town entrance in the lower quarter. I'm just saying, Yuri. We could still check on Hank and them, but alright.
Morning, Yuri.
Morning, Carol.
Yuri, you're such a sleepyhead.
Looks like I overslept a little. My hair is a mess.
Is that all you're worried about?
Sounds like we're all good.
Here you go.
You pulled it off. Now we just need Judy and Estelle.
Here I am. Good morning, everyone.
I murdered Estelle while you weren't looking.
Morning, Judith.
Were you able to get in touch with Pharaoh?
Yes, but you won't like what he told me about Zaude. He says it's a place that must be left undisturbed by both Interleuchea and humans.
I wonder why.
Such an encouraging send-off.
Well, it's not like we can just say, oh, thanks for telling us, and not go. Alexei's at Zaude, and I'm really not in a mood to just let him go.
Testify.
We can't just turn back now.
You're right. Pharaoh will have to understand.
We already came this far. We can't stop now.
I mean, it's like, we're not the ones disturbing Zaude. Zaude's already been to...
kinds of trouble.
Fuck it, yeah, let's go get margaritas instead.
That's the spirit. Now we just need Estelle. Rita, did you see her?
Estelle won't be coming.
What?
She can't fight anymore.
Wait, you don't mean...
The control was a success, but she needs to avoid air interference in order to keep her power from activating.
Huh? But all Blastia need air to work, don't they?
Yes. So I tried the same thing as Raven.
Using her own life energy for power.
Are you serious? I really wouldn't recommend that.
I couldn't find any other way. At least she can use formulas without worrying about air. But it's not just controlling the power of the child of the full moon. Even Arts will use her life. She could be in serious danger if she had to exert herself.
Oh no!
So she won't be coming with us anymore.
And was she okay with that?
No.
Estelle!
Hey! You're just here to see us off, right?
Rita, I'm sorry. Please take me with you.
I've got mixed feelings about that, because on the one hand, I'm really glad we have our healer back, but she really shouldn't be coming.
What did I tell you? You lose your life just by using your art. You could go on living with no problem if you just wouldn't use them.
Yeah, she should have died.
I sat up all night thinking about what you told me. At first I thought, finally, I'll be able to live a normal life.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you've suffered enough. You can rest now.
Thank you, Rita. You all are risking your lives to fight. Even the fate of this world is at stake.
At least let her die and revive her. Yeah, that...
Knowing that, my only choice is to fight alongside you.
Estelle.
There are still things I can do for my friends. So I'm asking you, please, take me with you.
I want to tell you no, but you decided this for yourself. I won't turn you down.
Yes, and she doesn't really listen when she sets her mind to something.
Ah, let's take her. Nobody likes having their friends run off to steal all the fun.
Yeah, we'll all help out to make this easy on her.
You know, I just realized... So one of my big complaints about this game 15 years ago was I felt like it was retreading points from Tales of Symphonia, but not doing them as well. I just realized there's basically a scene like this in Symphonia where Lloyd says, Colette, you have to stay behind for your own safety. And the party speaks up saying she should come. So... maybe I wasn't that far off. That being said, I do feel the criticism I said of just them having similar plot points wasn't a fair criticism, but still.
We're gonna blow that scoundrel away!
Hell yeah.
Promise me one thing. You will never, never push yourself too hard. Got it? I'll never forgive you if you break that promise.
Because you love her.
All right.
Trying to forbid this bunch from pushing themselves is pretty pointless.
Thank goodness. It looks like I made it in time.
Why did you punch Carol?
Huh? Prince Yoder and Flynn too?
My, what an honor for His Highness to see us off himself.
There you go again with that attitude of yours.
You may have already heard, but the supply of ships has been delayed, so the knights are not yet able to leave for battle. Under normal circumstances, the knights should be the ones taking the initiative here. But you civilians have shouldered it. As head of the Empire, I must apologize.
Fair.
Don't sweat it. It's not like we're doing this for the Knights or for the Empire anyway.
They're doing it for their guild.
This may be a bit presumptuous, but I would like to ask that you take Flynn in their place.
Right, because while the Knights are trying to get organized to make it to Zaudi, take the leader of the Knights away.
Huh? Your
Again,
Highness.
mechanically, I'm grateful because Flynn is the second best healer in the game. But narratively, it made more sense that Flynn didn't
both in
join.
name and in substance, Flynn is the greatest knight in the Empire. I am sure that he will be of great use to you. Wouldn't you agree?
Like I said, I feel like this game would be so much more profound if it still sacrificed herself at the end to save the world, since she asserts herself, she dies. I mean, and that's, spoiler for Tales of the Abyss, that's actually, spoiler for a couple Tales games in general. Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Xillia 2, that is what happens. Luke has to use his power past the point that he's ever done before in order to save the world. Like I said, Velvet sacrificed herself to seal away an evil, and Luger gives up his own life in order to save just one single person because he cares so much about this other person that he's not willing to let them die. I know that other last one doesn't sound as profound, but it makes sense if you've played through the whole game.
But I must command the knights.
As soon as the knights are ready, I will send them after you. You should be able to entrust your men with that much. Besides, are you not the one who desires most to settle things personally with Alexei?
Your Highness.
Hell, even Zestiria, there is technically a sacrifice at the end.
On behalf of the Empire.
Even if it's not like a permanent sacrifice. You make, well, Zestiria's story is blah.
Guild, brave Vesperia, and stop Alexei.
Yes, sir.
Ow, my chest.
You heard His Highness. I'll be counting on you, Yuri.
Even if I refused, you'd still come along, wouldn't you?
So our next problem is just how to go about actually getting to Zaude.
That's already been handled, right, Judy?
Yes, of course. We still have that important friend of ours.
Oh, is he okay?
I told you, he's strong.
Yep, we'll be able to use the Fiertia in no time.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Most people don't know that Baul's an Entelekea, not a monster, so as far as the general public of Zaudi know, there's a giant whale monster with a pirate ship dangling from its mouth, flying above the city.
This is it, the final battle.
No, it's not. By the way, this is also a very typical thing in older Tales games. The characters will go to great lengths to say this is the final battle because they're trying to trick the player into thinking this is the end game, only for it to be revealed, nope, the game keeps going. Now, in some games, like again, Tales of Symphonia, it's done really well. Because, yeah, you may have dealt with Yggdrasil, or so you think, but the game points out once he's beaten, it's like, you haven't actually fixed any of the problems in the world itself. All you did was kick an asshole's ass. But this one...
Using items is a decent strategy,
yes, there is stuff about the world being at stake, but the guilds in the Empire are on better terms. Yoder is in line for the Empire. Estelle is, for the most part, free to live her life now. Again, for all intents and purposes, everything that has been established so far should be resolved here. Again, yes, there's still the potentially the Autophagos coming back, but you didn't actually need the Autophagos to return. That could have just been a creepy MacGuffin. It's like Zelda games were in Skyward Sword. Fi sacrifice yourself and seal yourself within the Master Sword to seal the demise, or in Breath of the Wild where you save Zelda. The game ends. Yeah, it's just... Again, to call back to the fact that I feel that the Tales games do not have the best writing in the world, they don't always know when to end. And I feel it largely boils down to the whole, oh, a good story is a story that has plot twists, you know, but not all of them work very well. And like I said, I am very biased towards Symphonia because I played Symphonia at such a young age. I imagine if I played Symphonia when I was a lot older, I could have seen the plot twist coming from a mile away because they're not subtle per se. Like, when I played through Tales of Symphonia, the HD remake, when I live streamed it a year or two ago, I did start noticing certain foreshadowing things that were way more obvious, but I didn't pick up at all as a kid. Like, spoilers for Tales of Symphonia for 25-plus-year-old game at this point, or 22, 23. Anyway, it's revealed in the late stages of the game that the character Kratos is actually Lloyd's father. That blindsided me as a kid, but as an adult, it is actually foreshadowed pretty well, you know?
Right. That means you have to hold back and wait for just the right moment.
But then the other thing I do like about Symphonia is that, yeah, while it did legitimately trick me that I was at the end of the game when they had their whole, let's go to our final battle moment,
just make sure you're ready when we need.
They had properly built up, like anytime there was a plot twist in Tales of Symphonia, it was always preceded by lots and lots of foreshadowing and hinting that this isn't going to be the end. There's still, but because this game in particular is a very slipshod in developing the world and the story as you go through, it's like, okay, well, this is what, because this game's more like, okay, now we're doing this, okay, now we're doing this, okay, now it's time to do this. Where Symphonia's development was like, okay, now we're doing this, but while we're doing this, we hear about this. So then while we finish doing that, and it's completed, we're like, crap, there's more to the world, so now we have to deal with this, even though we've already dealt with that, if that makes sense. I know it probably doesn't, because I use some of the most generic words possible, but again, that's what I like about Symphonia, is that before the plot twists happen and before you find out there's still more game you have to play, they always build up, they always build to it first. It's not just plot twist. And yes, I know, technically speaking, this game does foreshadow the Autophagos well before we actually see the Autophagos. But its foreshadowing is, oh, there was a thing in ancient times that nearly destroyed the world called the Autophagos. Boom. That's it. That's the foreshadowing. That the Autophagos is a thing that could happen. It's not organic world evolving, if you know what I mean.
Flynn, aren't you tired from all that fighting?
It's far from enough to wear me out.
Is it just me, or does combat seem to invigorate him? Like a couple other people I could name.
Who?
Who indeed?
I didn't get as many chances to fight at the front after I rose to captain. This is an opportunity to keep myself in fighting form.
Whatever excuse you come up with, you're still a fighting maniac.
I've never been called a fighting maniac before.
And here I was thinking Flynn was normal.
She doesn't think we're normal.
Shocking, right?
What sort of person did you believe me to be, Rita?
Huh? Why ask now?
I mean, I never would have thought you'd think one of Yuri's friends was normal.
Yeah, you really are Yuri's type.
I'm right here, both of you.
Sorry, just for the sake of it, I'm just filling the map in. Don't mind me. Yeah, and that's another thing I don't... Sorry, just kind of going back to your comment about listing Zelda games, you know, how Fi sacrifices herself and whatnot. Zelda games are arguably targeted at an equally young audience, if not younger than the Tales series. And the fact that they're willing to let Fi disappear forever, let Midna be separated from Link forever, even just there's always the gut punch at the end of every Zelda game where it has kind of like the Lord of the Rings tragedy of like, yeah, you saved the day or whatever, but the experience has changed you so much that you can't just go back to living a normal life. Or heck, like even in especially in Ocarina of Time's case, where it's like you absolutely can never go back to. Also, the Link is real. Also true. Also, like in Ocarina of Time, you literally can never go back to the life you lived before because you're not a Kokiri. So even if you went back to the forest, you would eventually grow up and would be kicked out anyway, you know?
No, Rapide's already off over there.
And again, I would argue the Zelda games are targeting a younger audience than the Tales games, and they don't pull their punches as much as this, you know? So it's like, come on, guys. Your kid, like, the kids can handle it. Give them something truly... Yeah, it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's not going to be perfect and precious and whatnot, but let them have it. Oh, sorry, that sounds kind of, you know, mean. Like, let the kids have it, but let them have those sad emotions. Let them grow from it. Because kids can and kids will. Plus, on top of that, having a character die in a game like this or whatever, it lets them process the concept of death in a safe space so that when the sad inevitability of a friend, parent, grandparent, or whatever does die, they have been prepared. They were prepared for it through these, you know, games, because I feel games and movies are a great place to help children learn how to deal with something that is sadly going to eventually be truly kind of awful, you know? Hey, Leaf God, how you doing? Okay. Fire! Wind, water, heart, Captain Planet. Or hell, if we want to go a little more obscure with the wind and water stuff, it's Xiaolin Showdown time. Can I not take off from the ocean again? Oh, lame. Lame sauce. Alright, let's find a dock. What's happening? Wait, why can't I get off? There we go. There we go. Actually, hold on a second. I'm thinking. Because Estelle just went through a big, big character moment. She's like, I'm going to live not as a princess. Is there like an outfit she could wear that better exemplifies her new liberated status? No, I tried that one, and the color clashed with her palette too much. I guess that kind of does, but I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna keep her in her normal outfit. Sorry, I keep forgetting. What are yours again? Right, I tried putting you in that outfit and it just didn't work. Like that one matches his color palette a bit better. But I also think he does look better in... He just does look better in his normal outfit. That's the thing. Most of the characters do look better in their normal outfits. Because like his, at least of the ones I've got, none of his really look that good. It's like, she's in an alternate outfit because I've always really never liked her default design. Oh, I forgot I started with that armor. And again, I'm not saying that just for the sake of being kind of a prude, saying, oh, she just always has too much skin revealed or whatever, but I don't know, I just have never liked it very much. And then Patty's, well, I just kind of feel that this outfit's not that different from her normal one, and I just think she looks better in red. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything.
It looks like Baol is back to his old self.
There's plenty of air for him to absorb. He seems to have used it to heal his wounds.
For all the trouble Alexei's caused, he's helping us out in some unexpected ways.
That's not gonna get him off the hook, though.
He can go wherever he likes. With Baul to help us, there's no place we can't follow.
Also true. Alright. There it is. Right, I can't save in the air. Okay. I actually think I made some pretty good progress today. But I do think I do need to call it a day. Yeah, there will be more edgelord Digimon streaming tomorrow. I have kind of been doing some edgelord stuff independently off screen, mostly just kind of letting the game sit so Digimon can grow on the Digifarm, just so you guys don't have to, because like if you've ever played the Digimon story games, they're long, and they're long because it takes a while to level up your Digimon. So they are kind of padded. So I have, when I haven't been using the PlayStation 4, I've been using, just kind of letting it sit so edgelord's Digimon can level up. But yeah, we've got that tomorrow. Abby should be streaming normally next week. Next Saturday, Azure X Twilight is sponsoring another stream of one of her games. And we'll be doing that at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's just going to be a continuation of the route that we were on last time. And I know me and Abby wanted to do that sooner, but we have been so busy these last couple weeks. Like, I mean, hell, this last week alone, was ridiculously busy for me and Abby. In fact, I almost wasn't even able to do an Edgelord stream last Sunday morning. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who tuned in, and I always appreciate the wonderful conversations. Yeah, I'm not sure when, but I'll see you guys then. Have a good rest of your day.